it's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Okay, so the message for this video is actually coming from observing my 5-year-old. Now, in the last few days, or at least since I've been back from the hospital, I've really been watching her and her behavior and what matters to her, because 5-year-olds live in the moment. They don't know what tomorrow is. To them, tomorrow is in 5 minutes time. It's, they have no concept of tomorrow. And when they talk about yesterday, they could be talking about something that happened a month ago or 5 minutes ago. They have no concept of time. And somewhere along the line, we've lost that gift, the gift of living in this moment and finding the magic in this moment, right here, right now. Think about it. The other day I was watching a video and this speaker, I've forgotten her name. I should write these things down. But she was lovely because she was talking about when you find yourself, traveling off into different moments of the future, for example, of how you're going to pay for this bill or what's going to happen with, so many things. Our minds, it's trained from, when you become an adult, it's kind of like a training that we go through that teaches us to always be in the future, of things that are happening in the future rather than this moment right here. And it starts, I think, from the moment we decide we're going to do college, say, for example, right? Or that first job, whatever it is. But usually college, because you're looking at, say it's 4 years of study. We don't look at every day, that we get to study different subjects and we're growing and we're learning and we're everything that we can get out of each and every single day. We're always looking at that end line, that finish line. It's like a race of when we get that diploma, when we get that degree, then our life's going to take off because we can start doing, working in this career that we've chosen to study. So our life takes off there, but like the 4 years of college are kind of like a race to get to there. It's like a blur, and from there it just keeps going because it doesn't stop just there. Once you start looking at the future constantly and not living in this moment, once you've stopped doing that, it becomes a habit. I was going to say a bad habit, but no, it just becomes a habit to do that, to be constantly looking at the future, setting goals and working towards that out there, the future, that future thing over there. And so we're constantly looking ahead, and we're never really looking at what's happening here in this very moment, right here, right now, because that thing that you're looking at up there ahead, that may never happen. You may not be here for that. Have you ever stopped to think about that? You may not be here because you don't know when it's your time. None of us do. And it's all right to say, oh yeah, you'll get to 70. A lot of people get to 70. A lot of people get to 80. But not all of us do. Not all of us get that chance to make it that far. Some get further, and that's fine. You got this whole lifetime. But in the same sense, how many times have you heard of someone that's passed away quite young, say at 30, and have done amazing things before they passed away? And you can have a lifetime of someone being 90 that's done nothing to contribute to anybody else. All they've done is lived their life, just day to day. So just because a life is short or a life is long doesn't make one better than the other. Because I have heard of people that have died young and yet they have done incredible things in the short time that they were here. I mean, Mozart was one of them. He was the composer, for those of you who don't know, was 35 when he died. But my God, the amount of music that he created in that time before he left is incredible, what he left behind. So it doesn't matter how young or how old you're going to be. It's what you're doing with this moment right now that matters. So for one, stop looking at, that end line. There's always a finish line that you've got to get to. And so you forget to enjoy all the little moments that you have up until that moment. Because it becomes a habit. Once you start looking always at the future to something else, it becomes a habit. Once you get to that end line, that finish line, so you finished your career, there'll be something else you look to. Something else that you're always, then you've got to save up for a car. That's going to be whatever it is, $50,000, say for example. So I've got to put that aside. So that'll be in 2 years' time or a year's time, whatever it is. So that's another year that you're looking ahead to get that car. And then you get the car, and then it's the house, and then there's always something that you're constantly focusing on forward, that you're not looking at what's happening right here, right now. Because in doing this, at least if you die tomorrow, you've lived. You've been present to every moment that's happened to you. And that's what 5-year-olds do, or even younger. For my little one, even younger, that she had even less concept of time before that. So they're teaching us all the time. Children are always showing you the way if you only but open your eyes and pay attention. The gift of living in the moment. This gift is for you. To stop and pay attention to everything that's around you in this moment. If you can do that, your life will change. Because what you're focusing on out there, that future thing, that may never happen. Not because, firstly, yes, you may not make it to that day. You may pass away before that day even comes. But secondly is, life sometimes, has a funny way of doing things. And you never know. Like me, stuck in hospital for 2 weeks. And the doctors did all the tests and couldn't find anything. 2 weeks in a bed, stuck in a bed, where I couldn't do anything but stare at the ceiling. So life will find a way to wake you up. If you don't do it for yourself. Life itself will do it. It will say, no. This is what it's going to be. It's your time to wake up. Focus on this moment. Get the most out of this moment. And then move to the next moment. So that when you are interacting with others, you are present in that moment, talking to that person. You're not thinking, your mind's not traveling all over the place. It's there, present, in that moment, because that moment's all that matters. That next moment may not come, and we need to learn to live that way. Because you don't know. You're assuming you're going to have that moment that comes next, that next breath, that will bring you to that next moment. But you don't know that. And honestly, after the 2 weeks I've had in hospital, that I almost passed out in the city, on the steps at the Opera House, I feel like I don't know that. You don't know. And it's not until life grabs you and shakes you like that you feel you don't have any control over it. And it's so wasteful to go day by day by day and not be aware of the moment you're in. It's so wasteful. Because there's so much that can be done in just this one moment if you're awake to it. So just think about that, because the gift of living in the moment is for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you. It helps you to slow down. It helps you to really look at your life and what matters. It helps you to notice what's around you, because otherwise you're walking through life with your eyes closed. You're not really noticing what's around you. Because you're not in the moment of looking at, trying to get the most out of that moment. When we do that, we look at all the colors suddenly become more vibrant. Everything magnifies when you're in the moment, because your mind is fully present. It's not distracted with other things. It's fully present. So you need to learn to do that. Become aware and live in the moment. It's the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. All right, my darlings? Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And please share, because sharing is caring. All right, my darlings? I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.